Hey guys, we are now entering our second week of our 40-day condition titled True Parents, Children. So I am encouraging all of us to deepen our identity as the children of Heavenly Parent and true parents. Just imagine what you could do if you were the child of Heavenly Parent. If you were the child of true parents, just imagine what you could do. But that is who we are. That is our identity. So, during this 40 days, we are following in True Mother's footsteps. We are following in True Mother's momentum of the last 40 days to witness to one another and to witness to others. But Mother does not use the word witness. Remember? She says, let them know. Let others know. Remind one another and let others know about Heavenly Parent and True Parents' love. It's good news. So, you may think witnessing is about, the flyer or the system or the program or the lecture, and all of these things are a part of the experience. Tools in your toolkit. But truly, the main flyer, the main lecture, the most important experience that you are giving others is you. You. You as the child of Heavenly Parent and true parents. And so if you truly relate and resonate with that identity, then freely you can find ways to express that identity to one another and to others. So, whether you are just starting out, maybe you are a young member, maybe you're working on a team, maybe you're living in a center with others, maybe you are a blessed family or senior members. No matter what, you probably find yourself in an environment where you can grow. The other members of your team, of your center, of your family are there to help you, support you, and also challenge you. And this is good because each of us is at a different stage of our development. That's natural. That's okay. For me, I can say that the greatest vehicle for growth has been my family. My family. So, the individual finds their dwelling place in the family. Every individual member of the family finds their dwelling place in that family unit. In my experience, this family unit is the place where I have grown the most. You could say been forced to grow the most. In the family, we all know one another maybe too well. It's very hard to hide your weakness, your weak points in your family, isn't it? So if you stay together and support one another and you are there for one another, the family really is an incredible venue that designed by heaven for the individual to grow to a beautiful, perfect expression of God's love through you. So those of you who are still working on a team or in a center, it's the same kind of situation. You can utilize that environment to grow as an individual. But it's not always easy. In the family, there's many times you have some kind of external force or pressure, circumstance even, that challenges the family and thereby also weakens the sense of security and stability for the individuals. Here, as individuals, we have shelter, we have food, we have nourishment of give and take in relationship with one another. But if, as a family, we don't what's the shelter of the family? Where does the family dwell and blossom? Now you may think, well, in your village, in your town, in your church community. But I think many of us feel that those venues, those environments are too big, too scattered. So that's why I want to talk briefly today about the Trinity. Because in my experience, personally, the family has been my best experience to grow as an individual. But the Trinity, with 2 or 3 other families, has been the greatest experience I've had where my family can grow. A place where my couple can find, common ground, give and take relationship with other couples, our children working together, couples working together. And so I want to share briefly about just one aspect of my experience working on a Trinity. The last 3 or 4 years in America before I came to Asia, my wife and I and our children were a part of a wonderful Trinity. There's 3 families in this Trinity. I was, already working for headquarters in the evangelism department. So you could say that my job was to do HTM, to witness, to do these kinds of things. So naturally you might think that as a leader, well, already we're doing our part because we're serving in a leadership position. But no, I knew that couldn't be the case. I knew that I needed a place for my family to settle, and we needed to experience ourselves HTM activity, witnessing activity, and especially the experience of a Trinity. Another couple in our Trinity was also very active in the church, both of the father and the mother working tirelessly on the front line. But the issue was that they're working on different front lines. One was busy supporting Women's Federation, one was doing sports activities for youth. They're really sacrificial, but they were never working together in any of those projects. And actually it was putting a huge strain on their relationship to the point where it was really becoming impossible. So from the outside, it really looks like, very stable and good, stable couple and blessed family. But actually supporting the church in that fragmented way was putting unnecessary pressure on the couple. The third couple, well, they were really not interested in being connected to sort of church or public activities anymore. They kind of had enough. And they were more concerned about creating an environment where kind of horizontally people could feel welcome. And they wanted to create that environment. And they saw it in some sense as, they didn't even feel that had any place in a sense. The church wasn't sort of encouraging that kind of activity. So they kind of felt separate from, otherwise church or providential activity, you could say. So when the 3 of us came together, we sat down and we asked each person, if we were to work together for 3 months, and we were to put HTM as our final goal, so in other words, our Trinity, the purpose of it is ultimately public and outward serving. If we were to do it together for 3 months, what would it look like? What would it look like for you, for you, for you, for you? And in this way, we created the culture of a Trinity that really met all of our individual and family, but also Trinity needs. We had an incredible experience where, for the first time, our family had a home. Because we think that this is our home as a family. Our family shelter is our home. No, this is our family. But what is the shelter of our home? Where does our home move to? What place can give our home shelter? It needs to be a larger community, but not too big. And that's why I believe true parents are genius in guiding us to explore the power of the Trinity. So some of you are already in Trinities. Some of you are thinking of working in Trinities. I really encourage you to do it. You know, we decided in our Trinity, let's just do it for 3 months. Some people worry, oh, if we work in a Trinity, does that mean our children have to marry each other and so on? You know, unification can get very serious very quickly. But we started just with 3 months. And at the end of that 3 months, we had another meeting and said, well, should we do another 3 months? Should we do another 6 months? And in that way, we continued. And the experience we had coming together was so much deeper than what you can just get sitting in a big room on Sunday. Because, frankly, we shared our strengths and weaknesses with one another. We shared our challenges, we shared our hopes, we shared our dreams, and we shared our problems, and we laughed with one another. We laughed at each other, we laughed at ourselves, and we became deeper and deeper expressions of this family that true parents have been trying to design. So, I encourage you, brothers and sisters, today, right now, share your experiences. Pray about what would you do as a family finding a larger place to dwell in and express true parents' love, heavenly parents' love as a Trinity. It may be something that you explore during this 40 days. I hope you do. If not, ask others about their experience and see if it might be something you do later. In the meantime, brothers and sisters, let us continue during this wonderful 40 days of expressing our identity as the children of our heavenly parent and the children of true parents. God bless you, and adieu.